The History of Nursing, 1700 to 1800 by Chen Bui.
Erica Wallace.
Charlie Shaw.
Morgan Shirk.
Chelsea Madison.
Enjoy our video!
Or else.
James Lind, 1747, The Treatment for Scurvy on the English Channel.
Need so many seamen die of bleeding sores? On the high seas it is the best of times, dying of scurvy the worst of times.
Oh, life and health, but not but a sweet orange.
And who gave you that orange?
Oh, you, sir.
I am James Lind. We are on board the HMS Salisbury on the English Channel, and I may be credited for devising one of the first clinical trials in history. I have taken 12 sailors, dividing them into 6 pairs, all of them suffering from scurvy, and giving them each a different health remedy. Those given citrus fruits fared the best. This shining beacon of health just 6 days ago was suffering from loose teeth and bleeding gums. This wretched corpse here was given seawater. That did not work, obviously. Others received vinegar and cider. Those that got the cider lived, those that got vinegar did not live to tell their tales. It would still be another 40 years before my discovery would catch on, saving those lives.
George Washington, 1775, Revolutionary War and pay increase for nurses.
I am George Washington, Commander-in-Chief of the Revolutionary Army, and I declaim that without quality nursing care, many may suffer greatly and possibly die who would otherwise have been restored to health and comfort. Individuals who would have been useful to themselves, their communities, and their families for years to come. I will mandate new legislation for nursing compensation and staffing.
Hello, how have you been? It's been many years since I last saw you. Where are you working now?
I've been working at the Philadelphia Almshouse for a couple of years, and thanks to Gabriel Fahrenheit, the inventor of thermometer in 1714, I'm able to check my patient temperature and provide them a better care.
I know what you mean. I use the thermometer all the time in my practice. I find it very helpful. What is the Philadelphia Almshouse?
Oh, it's a government-run institution established in 1732. And how about you? Where are you working at right now?
I'm working for the mayor, Mr. Charles, and his family as a nursing caregiver. What are the conditions like at your work?
I take care of 10 patients a day due to George Washington granting authorization of established hospital staffing for sick jobs. And I get paid $4 a month. Last year it was only $2.
The shortage of nurses has prompted Congress to increase their pay in order to recruit more women to the field. Also, the smaller ratios of patients to nurses improve the quality of care.
I heard it's going up to $8 a month next year.
That's a nice pay increase, but I heard that surgeons get $40 a month.
Yeah, I know. That's a lot of money, but we nurses are on the rise.
John Howard, 1777, Prison Reform in Bedfordshire.
I am John Howard, and I am here to inspect this prison. The sick should be separated from the healthy. Baths should be made available. Clothes should be boiled as a means of destroying infection. And whether convicted or not, all prisoners should have access to a physician or an apothecary.
Whatever for, be they not prisoners?
Hath not a prisoner eyes? Hath not a prisoner hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a freed person is? Are they not made in the image of God as you and I?
The gravity of your words intrigues me. Please, continue.
I was taken prisoner as a young man by the Portuguese. It imprinted on my soul the need for change. These are not chattel. You wouldn't even treat beasts so wretchedly.
It has been this way since the beginning of my days, and even before that. How can we expect things to change?
Do not think. Do.
Edward Jenner, 1796. Using cowpox for inoculation of smallpox in Aveston, England.
Hello, my name is Edward Jenner, and I have devised a method of diminishing the transmission of smallpox by stalking milkmaids, none of which were as lovely as thee.
How did you find this to be?
My perspicuous mind noticed that the milkmaids who contracted cowpox did not contract smallpox, so I decided to test it on the 8-year-old son of one of my servants. I infected the child with cowpox, let the disease run its course, and then infected that very child with smallpox and found no ill effects.
How wise are thee, you may proceed.
Come hither, cow. This cow, as you can see by the blisters and pox on the udders, is infected with the cowpox. I'm just going to infect my stabbing tool with some cowpox. Now I'm going to infect you. And when the cowpox has run its course, the dreaded smallpox will lose its force. This vaccine was one of the first of its kind and saved many lives.
Should I say, in conclusion?
The 18th century was the beginning of nursing transitioning from people's homes to working in hospitals. In 1765, Dr. William Shippen opened the first formal training for midwives, but few women were literate and many couldn't afford school. The common belief at this time was that women were emotionally and intellectually incapable of learning and applying new obstetric methods. The social justice issues of this time not only showed a divide between men and women, but also ethnicity and class. In 1778, the Free African Society was formed by African Americans whose main goal was to provide aid for newly freed blacks so that they could gather strength and develop leaders in the community. Yellow fever hit Philadelphia in 1793, killing 10% of the population, and soon followed smallpox, malaria, and typhus. The many epidemics of this time period caused a shortage of nurses and a need for a shift in the diversity of nursing. This shift resulted in the Free African Society's recruitment for the aid of white citizens. These epidemics influenced the increased need for organized care.